Okay, so the Chapter 1 review, I will post the answers, but I'll also make a video as I do the problems. It might be helpful to some people. So number 1, we have the point A, which is the point -116, and the point B, which is 5, -8. And number 1 wants us to find the exact distance between the two. So using our distance formula, x's or y's doesn't really matter first. X minus the x squared plus the y minus the y squared. Okay, that would give us -6 squared there, which is 36, and 16 plus 8, 24 squared. I have to get my calculator to figure that out. 24 squared is 576. Together, that gives you the square root of 612. I'm fine if you leave it like that, where the square root of 612 is approximately 24.74. Okay, number 2, we want to find the midpoint of between those 2 points. So the midpoint formula is the x plus the x divided by 2, and then the y plus the y divided by 2. Thinking about finding the middle of something, you add them and divide by 2. So this would be 4 divided by 2, which is 2. This would be 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So you have the point 24. Number 3 is asking you to find the slope between the two. For slope, you have the formula y minus y over the x minus the x. And that would be, it doesn't matter which, 8 minus 16 minus -4, -1 minus 5, which would be 24 over -6, which is -4. So there's a slope of -4. Number 4 is finding the region in slope-intercept form of this. So slope-intercept form is your y equals mx plus b. Okay, still using these same 2 points here. You could do it 2 different ways. If we use the points, the way I've been doing it in class is use the point slope. So y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, and then turning that into slope-intercepts. We can do that this way if we wanted to. First we have to find the slope, which we did here in -4. We know that. And then just pick one of the 2 points. I'll just take A. So y minus 16, and then x minus -1. So we have y minus 16 is equal to, distribute this through, -4x, that'd be plus 1. So -4 times 1 would be -4. And if I add that 16 over, I have y is equal to -4x plus 12. Okay. Now another way to do that is you could go straight with this and just try and find the b. So if I pick one of the points, like point A, the y is a 16. I know my slope's -4, my x is -1, and I need to find that b. So if I multiply, it gives me this. Subtract the 4 over gives me that, which gives me the equation y is equal to -4x plus 12. Notice, same thing both ways. Okay, you can take your pick either way. Okay, number 5, we have 3x plus 4y is equal to 144. And it asks us to find the slope of this line. I would solve for y, get it in slope-intercept form. It'd be an easy way to do it. So -3x plus 144, and divide everything by 4. So y is equal to -3 over 4x. 144 divided by 4 is 36. Okay, so number 5 asks us for the slope. We know that our slope is -3/4. Okay, number 6, what is the x-intercept of the line? For the x-intercept, we always are going to set our y equal to 0. So we put a 0 in here. So we have 3x plus 4 times 0 is equal to 144. That's just 0. So I have 3x equals 144. If I divide by 3, that gives me 48. So my x-intercept is at the point 48, 0. Okay, that's numbers 1 through 6. Gotta turn the page here. Go to number 7. Okay, want the y-intercept of the line. Number 7, we found that right here, right? The y-intercept is the point 0, 36. Okay. Now you can use Desmos for some of these things too. That would also work. Okay. Number 8, we're skipping. Number 9 says suppose a linear function f of 3 is equal to 6. And we also have that f of negative 2 equals 1. Okay. Now it's asking us to find f of 8. So to find f of 8, we need to find the equation here first. Okay. So this basically gives us 2 points. We know there's a point 36 on the line and also negative 2, 1. So I think this formula is pretty easy to use, so I'm going to use that there. First find the slope. Y minus the y over the x minus the x would be 5 over 5, which is 1. So if I y minus y is equal to our slope times x minus the x there. Yeah, so y minus 6 is equal to x minus 3. Add that 6 over, I have y is equal to x plus 3. Now, if I want to find f of 8, I'm just going to plug that 8 in there. 8 plus 3 would equal 11. So I have f of 8 is equal to 11. Okay, number 10 is the next one. Find the equation that is perpendicular to this graph. So if it's negative 4x plus 3, if it's perpendicular, our new slope is going to be the opposite, which is positive, and reciprocal would be 1/4. So positive 1/4. So it's perpendicular to that, and it's going to go through this line. Okay? And we want it in slope-intercept form. So if you go back to number 4, there's 2 different ways to do that. If I use the point slope, I have the y minus the y is equal to my slope and x minus the x. And put it then in slope-intercept, distribute through 1/4 x. This would be plus 2. Fourth of 2 would be a half. So it would be plus 1/2. And I'm going to add the 4 to both sides. I have y is equal to 1/4 x plus 4.5, which is 9/2. 4.5 is fine in there as well if you want to have that in there. Okay. Number 11. Okay, number 11, we have this, and we want to do a couple of different things with it. So part A, I'm going to find the slope. So notice this goes up 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hold on, we're counting by, on the y, we're counting by 2's. Everywhere we're counting by 2's. Okay, so this goes up 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and over 2, and one more makes 3. So 9 over 3. 9 over negative 3, because I'm going left to negative. So I have a slope of negative 3. Part B, find the slope-intercept form of the equation. Well, slope-intercept, y is equal to mx plus b, so negative 3x. And my y-intercept crosses right there at 2. Okay. Part C, find the midpoint of the segment connecting the 2 points. Okay, midpoint is, remember, the x plus the x divided by 2, and then the y plus the y divided by 2. That'd be 1/2, and that'd be 1/2. So 1/2, 1/2. Okay, part D, find the distance between the 2 points. So once again, the distance formula is the square root of the x minus the x squared plus the y minus the y squared. So this would be negative 3 squared, which is 9. This would be 9 squared, which is 81. Add those together gives you the square root of 90. And square root of 90 comes up to be approximately 9.49. Okay. Eventually we'll get to breaking this down and so forth like you did in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, but for right now you can just do that. Okay, that's number 11. Number 13 is the next problem. Move this down a little bit. Okay, 13, we want to match these up. 13 says we want to look for the graph where our slope is less than 0, so our slope is going to be negative, and our b, our y-intercept, is going to be less than 0, which is also negative. So part C here has a negative slope and a y-intercept that is negative. Number 14, we want a slope that is greater than 0, so a positive slope, and a y-intercept that is less than 0. So f, positive slope, y-intercept less than 0. 15, okay, less than 0 and greater than 0 is A. 16, they're both greater than 0, both positive, is B. Okay, number 17, we have a slope of 0. Remember, a slope of 0 is a straight horizontal line. So our straight horizontal line would be E. And number 18, we have a y-intercept of 0. So it has to go through the y-intercept of 0. It doesn't tell us what the slope has to be. It just has to go through 0 there. So that's D. Okay. Number 19 gives us this graph here, and we have to find the domain and the range. Okay, so this one's a little tricky just because you have to think about the scale here. So it goes from here to here is 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 2, 4, it looks like this point here is 6 and negative 6. And this here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, so that's also going by 2's. Okay, so our domain are our x values. So our x values go from negative 6 all the way through to positive 6. We don't have any above or below there. So our domain is including the 6 and negative 6, and from negative 6 to 6, including them. And the range goes from negative 6 all the way up to positive 6, also including them as well. So including them, negative 6 and positive 6. Okay, number 21. Okay, these